Brought to us by Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss on any of the excitement of this sports season, whether you're following the NBA, NFL, or both. There's no better time to jump in on the action. If you haven't tried it yet, Prize Picks is the simplest way. Just pick more or less on two-player stats, and if you get them right, you win. It takes less than 60 seconds. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after your first 5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, guys, ESPN dropped its top 10 list of rookies this season, and 2 Browns made the top 10. This is the top 10 in order. Carson Schwesinger was named the number 1 rookie according to ESPN. Ted McMillan, number 2. Emeka Egbuka, 3. Tyler Warren, 4. And Armand Membou, the right tackle for the Jets, number 5. 6 through 10 include Jaxson Dart, Gray Zabel, Quinshon Judkins, Colston, Loveland, and Will Campbell. So 2 Browns in the top 10. Schwesinger at 1, Judkins at 8. No Browns made the receive votes, but just missed the cut list. Gee, is that enough? 2 Browns out of the top 10 rookies, in your opinion. And do you have any issue with Judkins being ranked 8th and Schwesinger being ranked 1st?
Nah, bro. I mean, listen, it's hard to have 10, 15 people. Like in the top, listen, you're not going to get me. What, you want me to put all the Browns in there? I ain't putting all the Browns in the top 10. Listen, the fact that there's a linebacker that's number 1 is crazy to me. Like, you know how good you got to be a linebacker to be rated the number 1 dude? Like, Schwesinger is balling. Judkins, the offensive line and some of the things that is going on with the offense doesn't, really help him out a lot in terms of him being in the top 5. He started off really good, but now all you got to do is stack the line of scrimmage and you kind of take him out the game. But for me, Carson Schwesinger is playing like a Pro Bowler. Carson Schwesinger is going to be the defensive, if he finishes out the season, he'll be the defensive rookie of the year. And, we'll talk about it. There have been people that's talking about this being the best draft class of anybody in the league. You got 2 guys that's in the top 10. This may just saved Andrew Berry's job. We just talked about Kevin Stefanski. We don't hear no articles about if Andrew Berry's getting picked up tomorrow. I don't know if that's a coincidence or I don't know if it's the fact that he might be safe. But when you take a look at these guys in this draft class, if you plan on going to get you another, general manager, the thing that's in the back of your mind is like, am I guaranteed for this general manager to do what he just did right here? Because if you look at this in a vacuum, you're like, oh, hold on, I'm not moving on from nobody. Especially if you got guys that we even talked about Fannin and Mason Graham, and Mason Graham has been coming on strong lately, playing very well. So. Look, I like the class, love the class. And even with this, I've always said it, ain't no problem with you saying you're wrong. When draft night, it was one of our first live shows. I went ballistic. I said, I can't believe you took Mason Graham.
Well, before the draft, you said they take Mason Graham, I quit.
I'm quitting. I'm leaving. And then my mom said, you done lost your mind. And I said, yeah, you're right. And then my wife called me and was like, shut up. You talk too much on TV. I said, okay, I got you. I'm not going to quit. But it wasn't.
Women in our life always keep us straight.
Yeah, they'd be like, you're doing way too much. But it wasn't that move that got me. It was the Carson Schwesinger move. Because I'm like, who is this? And I watch all kind of film and tape. I say, who is this guy? You drafted a backer at the top of the 2nd round. This might as well be a 1st-round pick. And then he turned out to be a monster.
Pick of the draft.
When you get new information, boys and girls, we are humans. You get new information, boo. Never be afraid to actually use that new information.
Now, to be fair, I'm not watching that much of the players on the other teams to know how good they are. Gray Zabel sounds like a porn star from the 70s. I mean, I don't know who the hell that guy is. Is he an offensive
guard for Seattle?
Gray's what?
Yeah, what?
What's his name?
Gray Zabel, right? Is that his name?
He was a 1st-round pick of Seattle offensive guard.
Yeah, I mean, who knew?
That sound like the new heartthrob from the reboot of 90210.
That could be too. You're right.
Gray's is coming.
I'm a little surprised Jaxson Dart's in the top 10. I think if Judkins is up there, I know Gentie's yards per carry isn't great either, but clearly he's being held back by their team.
They're both in the same
with
situation.
Judkins, so I don't know.
But the Browns,
it's fine.
Browns are thought about worse in the league, so they just like,
it's good. The Browns, we know, did great with their first 4 picks.
Yeah. I because we do these topics, you feel like, if I had to take the other side on a debate, how would I poke a hole in it? What would I change? The change that I would make, and for the most part, I think the list is fine. I like that that Schwesinger is number 1. I don't know that there's been a more impactful
Probably
rookie.
not.
I don't know. I
He's
mean,
an overwhelming
this guy
favorite
could
to win
lead the league in
defensive-
tackles as a rookie.
Second-round pick.
The
I mean,
overwhelming
first
favorite
pick in
to
the
win
second
defensive
round.
rookie of the year.
Yeah,
But
so
still,
that's
how many
why my-
defensive guys went in the first round ahead of him?
Right, it has made far less impact.
Yeah.
And so if I had to make a change, though, the change I would make is Judkins would be replaced at 8 by another Brown. I think Harold Fannin has had a far greater impact on the Browns than Judkins has.
Jay, let me ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
So what if you keep Judkins in? They had Colston Loveland in the top 10.
Yeah.
Look at their numbers side by side.
Right.
Oh, let me see.
Loveland was the first tight end taken in the draft. Fannin was a third-round pick.
Oh, get him up out of here.
Judkins would
Get
try to
him.
replace Loveland.
Bye.
with Harold Fannin.
Either way, I mean,
No, he gotta go.
I'm not a big yards per carry guy. I'm more in Leroy's camp than Bull's camp. But I do think that it's alarmingly low to be the 8th best rookie. Same with Genty. Like, you know, I think we expected more of them. I think these guys are going to be much better backs in the long haul. Right now, they've got paper blocking for them, and they just can't get any holes. They're contacted behind the line of scrimmage on just about every carry, both guys.
Yeah.
In terms of the better tight end, I had said, I think it was the night before the draft, you had asked the question, who's your dream pick for the Browns? And I said, Harold Fannin.
Talk that BG stuff,
This
Jay.
guy is going to be a difference maker. You lead the NCAA in receptions and yards. I felt like he was a slam dunk. He was going to make a difference. The last thing I'll say about the class is, and we're going to talk about this again, I'll tease it again, at 12:30 on WKYC show, we're going to talk about should this draft class save the jobs of Barry and Stefanski. And there's a legitimate argument to be made for that. But I want to say this, because I've missed this point the last couple of weeks when we've been talking about what a great class this is. This is a great class. But in proper context, it needs to be pointed out that this class also failed to address the team's 2 biggest needs while drafting 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks.
Actually, 3 biggest needs: quarterback, wide receiver, and offensive line.
You could throw that in there.
Yeah.
I'm right now I'm speaking more on the skill set because that's where the fans, I think, focus on the draft. But on paper, this draft is by far the best the team has had in more than a decade. It is by far the best draft for Andrew Barry. It is a great draft. He's got a lot of hits in this draft. But I also think it needs to be pointed out that the object of a draft is twofold. It's to find talent, but it's also to find talent where you need talent. And I know they needed it everywhere. But the most glaring need was wide receiver, offensive line, and quarterback. And this draft failed to address any of those needs.